Walgreens, Kohl's, Kroger's. We're pretty much everywhere you could think of.
And how long have you been doing this?
We now started our 11th year in October.
Okay, so 11th year. Based off of the trajectory of your company and the fact that you've grown quite a bit, where do you want to take Blink next, especially as the EV market starts to grow and hopefully more and more consumers shift their preferences to electric vehicles?
We plan to be wherever you're parking your car. It's that simple.
My name is Kaseem. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate you for coming back. In this channel, we talk about dividend investing. We talk a lot about EV, and we also talk about Tesla. As you know, Tesla is the world leader when it comes to EV manufacturing, electric vehicle manufacturing, electric grid, solar energy, just so many things that has to do with EV in general. Taking too long, let's get right into it. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the EV infrastructure. I call it the EV infrastructure. I've recently added a couple of companies to my portfolio, of which they are EV infrastructure companies. When I talk about EV infrastructure companies, I'm talking about other places that people can charge their cars that are not Tesla charging stations. As you know, Tesla has one of the largest charging stations all over the world, and I've been thinking about how I can add more value to my portfolio, you know, by looking at other companies as well that potentially they can partner with other, you know, vehicle manufacturers in the future, like Honda, Toyotas, all these type of companies. Most of them are going to transition into EV, or they're going to end up merging together. Ford might merge with GM in the future, because basically most of them cannot catch up to Tesla at the moment. So I believe that in the future they're probably going to merge. So I'm trying to position my portfolio in such a way that when, let's say, another 5 years from now, you know, 5 years, I think maybe 8 years from now, when those companies merge and start producing EV, most likely they're not going to have the same supercharging network that Tesla has right now. So I've been trying to you know, just look at companies, doing some research into companies that I believe that they are well positioned in terms of other car companies can customize their cars, so you know their customers can get to use their vehicle. Like, for example, Teslas can only be used at most Teslas anyways. They have the Tesla charging stations, and those Tesla superchargers, they basically for Tesla, they prioritize Tesla. So what about other vehicles, other electric vehicles that are gonna be coming and are coming? They might be coming very slowly, because we all know that the regular OEMs, like the legacy companies, like, we know they're not doing a good job in terms of transitioning their ICE vehicles into electric vehicles. But eventually they will, unless they're gonna go bankrupt. And I don't think they want themselves to go bankrupt. So eventually they will. So I've been thinking about how I can add more value to my portfolio. So I added about 4 companies, of which I'm gonna go over with you in this video, and I'm gonna share with you by using some, interviews, looking at their websites, also looking at their stock performance for the past, year or so, to see how their stock has performed. This is what I go through when I do my research. That's the reason why I'm bringing this to you, because I'm doing my research on this company more and more, and I'm going to have them pretty much in my portfolio for a long time. And each of them, my target is to invest about $1,000, and that's about it. Invest about $1,000 into them over time. In this channel, you guys know already, you can check out all my other content. I do dollar cost averaging into most of my investments, and I believe that's the best way to go. So whenever I add a new company to the portfolio, I always like to share it with you, because the goal of this channel, the number one goal of this channel, is to show you how I get my portfolio up to my first million. And what you're watching now is all part of the process. So if you like what I do here, consider subscribing to the channel. If you like what you see in this video at the end of it, consider giving the video a like as well. So without taking too long, let's get right into it.
Is Blink Charging Company CEO Michael Farkas. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about Blink and the fact that you have Tesla, you have a lot of other players in the market. You have quite a few, over 15,000, correct? So explain for those that don't have an electric vehicle how this differentiates itself from the rest.
This charger is much faster than our competitors' products. Also, we own and operate the hardware, which really separates us from the other manufacturers. They look for upgrade cycles. We look to make sure that this hardware will work in the ground for many, many years.
But then what kind of partnerships are you forming with a lot of these? Like, where are you putting them, for example?
All over the place. We have, even within a block from here, we have different parking garage operators, Ace Parking, Icon Parking, Laz Parking. We deal with all the parking garage operators. That's where most of the cars are, and that's where we put our charging stations.
What about retailers, like Walmart, for example?
We have at
big
Walmart
box
locations,
guys?
we have at Walgreens, Kohl's, Kroger's. We're pretty much everywhere you could think of.
And how long have you been doing this?
We now started our 11th year in October.
Okay, so 11th year. Based off of the trajectory of your company and the fact that you've grown quite a bit, where do you want to take Blink next, especially as the EV market starts to grow and hopefully more and more consumers shift their preferences to electric vehicles?
We plan to be wherever you're parking your car. It's that simple.
They're like Blink, just only Blink alone, they are looking to get their charging station to be well over 13 million charging stations worldwide. I believe that provides a huge investment opportunity, and I'm basically currently positioning my portfolio to participate in that growth. I'm probably just targeting to invest over like the next 6 months or so, to invest about $1,000 into Blink, and wherever that goes, that's where that goes. As you guys know, most of my efforts, I'm trying to focus in on Tesla. But if I look down the road, like 10, 15 years down the line, Tesla will still have majority share. But whatever is left over, right? Whatever is left over from Tesla being dominant in the EV sector, whatever is left over will be left for the legacy automakers, the OEMs, like your Ford, your GM, your Nissan, your Toyotas. Those companies, based on my research, I believe that they are not going to create their own infrastructure, their own charging infrastructure. They're going to use companies like Blink, companies like Plug Power, all these different EV charging companies that I'm going to talk to you about. They're going to use most of their charging infrastructure. They're going to partner with them. So that provides a huge investment opportunity. The way that I look at it, if I put it in a very simple terms, because that's what I'm trying to do on this channel, if I put it in a very simple terms, it's like you buying into gas stations when gas station first started. Like when Henry Ford started putting out cars and they started building out gas station, and you start buying gas station stocks like Shell and all those things at the beginning. This is pretty much how I look at this EV infrastructure play that I'm sharing with you guys right now. So I'm just starting to build a position in it. So that's why I'm bringing it to you to share it with you, so you can be aware of what I'm doing here on this channel. The goal of this channel is to simply show you guys how I get to $1 million. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, but that's the goal of this channel, for me to share with you how I get there. So let's go right into it, and I'll share with you what the current stock price for Blink. As of today, right now, their stock price is at $46.99. Let's look at the yearly performance. Look at the yearly performance here. You can see 2020 has been a pretty good year for them. They are up 1,000%. That's even more than Tesla. Okay, their stock used to trade about $2, $1 actually. $1 here. Most likely they probably merged. This was probably a SPAC thing. You know, they went from $10 right here all the way. So for me, like I always say to you guys in every single of this video, I do not know when the right time to buy a stock is. Nobody knows. You can be buying a stock today at $1 and you're thinking, oh, this is the best price. Wow, it's a dollar. 6 months down the line, it can be 2 cents. Or you can be buying a stock today that is 1 cent or $1, as we just saw right here. People that were buying this at $6, they probably have no idea that within a couple of months it's gonna be up it's gonna be up 500%. When you're buying it at $6 and now the stock price is at $46, you know, you don't know what the next stock price will be within the next 6 months. Nobody knows where a stock will be in the next 6 months. The only thing that you can do to mitigate risk when it comes to your portfolio is you buy little by little over time. And that's what I've been practicing on this channel. That's what I've been sharing with you on this channel. And that's what I've been doing basically with my public portfolio that I'm sharing with you guys. Like, I dollar cost average into whatever investment I'm getting into. I try my best to understand the fundamental of the business. How is the business important to society? Because at the end of the day, what is a business? A business is there to generate profit for the shareholders, for the owners, people like you and I that you're watching this video. So if I'm investing in a company, I like to look at the systemic importance of the company and how the company is going to, do I think that the company is going to still be around, you know, 10, 15, 20 years from now? So that's what I definitely trying to look at with all this EV infrastructure play right here. But as you can see, like right here, it used to be at, stock price is right on top here. It used to be right here at $1 in May. I wish I had jumped in at this point. You know, buying $100 of it, you would have been up pretty nicely this year. But nobody knows where the price will be within the next 5 years, within the next 10 years. You know, nobody knows where the price will be. You see, back in the days, it used to be at $30. Okay, let's look at Max. Max, wow. They used to be at 3,000. Wow, you see, I'm watching this for the very, very first time. It used to be at, wow. Okay, so you never know. This can be a potential still at $46. If I look at Max here, 5 years, we're back above the previous highs. And 1 year, it's great performance for 1 year. And yeah, year to date too, it's been, you know, great performance for the stock year to date. So we are looking great on that side. The other thing I also wanted to point out is I like to also go to the investor relations webpage and read up on the company. You know, read up on them in terms of what their business is, what their growth is. By law they're required to have all those information right here on the investor relation, all the latest news, the latest filings. If you're into, you know, breaking companies down, they have all those right here. You can basically look at them. Okay, I'm doing right. What I just showed you right now with BLNK, that's the same thing. That's the same research that I did for every single one of the companies that I'm about to share with you that is on my portfolio. Now I'm just starting to build a holding within this portfolio, and the same thing that I'm explaining to you is the same thing that I did with Tesla stock. At the moment right here, if we take a look at Tesla stock, starting with Tesla stock, you can see here that we have a value of almost $7,000. And as you guys know, I do a series with my Tesla stock where I share with you every single once a week how the Tesla stock is performing, my buys and everything. I don't ever sell Tesla stock, but my buys are shared out with you. And as you guys can see, the gains has been quite nice when it comes to Tesla stock. gains have been nice. And then same thing that I'm doing with Neo here. I'm doing the same thing with Space. But the companies that we're talking about today is Blink Charging, Switchback Energy, Plug Power, and Fuel Cell Energy. The example that I just showed you is Blinkback Energy, and if we take a look, like what I just showed you guys, Blink was up, was before it used to be like $2,000. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna get up to $2,000 in the future. They've been around for 13 years, and now the EV is actually just catching on. So I believe maybe they still have a huge potential in the future in terms of them actually, accomplishing their huge goal in terms of building out EV infrastructure. Like the CEO said, he wants to have basically EV charging station anywhere there is EV vehicle, or anywhere EV can be parked. At Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts, and all these places. Tesla is basically doing the same thing. So I'm trying to capture all those infrastructure plays when it comes to the EV industry. And I've decided to focus on these 4 companies because I believe that they have they're well positioned to capture a huge share of the infrastructure buildup of the EV industry. And as you guys may know, we have a new president in the United States, Joe Biden, and I believe that Joe Biden would actually help the EV industry, like he said during his campaign, that he will support the EV, the U.S. transition to EV. So the U.S. government will probably provide a lot of money for this company to be able to build out this infrastructure. And as they build it out and they report their earnings, that they become more profitable, potentially their stock would end up going up. Who knows? It could end up going down. Nobody knows. But for me, I want those companies in my portfolio. That is why I have my portfolio structured the way that I have it structured, whereby I just dollar cost average into the portfolio, so I can just average out over time. I'm not trying to, if I get crazy gains in the portfolio, that's great. That is a good thing. But what I'm just trying to do is be able to position my portfolio in a way whereby where we have new industry that is springing up, I want to be able to capture a huge part of that value for my portfolio. Now, as you guys can see this right here, I basically started this holding pretty much a week or two ago before I decided to do this video. And as you guys can see, they are up pretty nicely. This one is up 30%, this is up 19%, Plug Power is up 10%. These are great percentages. These are great percentages when we're just looking at just investing. Now, the amount is not much, but these are great percentages either ways, so I'm looking forward to working on this portfolio and getting it up to where it needs to be. And if you guys take a look here, this is my energy and transportation section of the portfolio, and we've had tremendous gains so far due to what I believe, what basically my investment thinking and my investment philosophy. We've had great gains here. So I'm gonna start building up this section of the portfolio, and I believe those 4 companies would add huge value to the portfolio as well. So that is that. In wrapping up the video, let's take a look at Fuel Cell Energy here. Let's look at all time. We're just taking a look at it all the way from the beginning till where we are today. They IPO'd 1992, and then the stock went up all the way to $3,000, and then it came all the way back down, and who knows where it's going from here? Nobody knows. But yet today, this is where they are at. Yet today, I think the potential for them to go up is pretty high because of, you know, the world is moving to electric vehicle, electric charging for your home, electric everything. So these companies that they like out there being the number one in terms of putting out the infrastructure, charging infrastructure, I think it's going to be a great thing for investors. Who knows? In the future, it can end up going right back to the 2000s, to 5,000. Whereas that, if I'm able to grab, you know, it's $11 right now. Who knows? You never know if it could get to this. If I'm able to grab, like, you know, a decent amount of this is at $11. If I'm able to grab a decent amount, a couple of years, if it goes to this, if it goes to $7,000, that is great gains. That is great gains for your portfolio. So that is that with that. And then same thing, you know, I'm gonna link all these companies. I'm gonna link their website below. You can go read up on them. I don't want to make the video too long. It's already too long. But I just want to briefly cover some of the companies here, so we get like a holistic view of the performance of each of the companies. So if you look at Max, you see the same thing pretty much. When most of them IPO in 1998, EV cars was just kind of coming in the picture. So as you see, the stock ran up for most of them. That's what's been going on. The stock ran up. This one, the stock ran up all the way. Sorry about that. This one, the stock ran up all the way to about $1,000, and then it came right back down. It never recovered. Who knows? Who knows if this is the push? The push that's gonna happen. Who knows? It could not be. You know. So nobody knows when it comes to the stock market. You just never know. But I don't mind putting in $30, and 15 years at $30 go to like 5,000, 10,000. That is great gains. You never know. You know, at this point, let me check again. It was at $1,500 at this point, at the highest point. $1,500. If I put in $30 and it goes to $1,500, that is great gains for the portfolio. So 5 years performance, you see this pretty much the highest that is been in 5 years. So that's why all these companies, I dollar cost average into them. I don't try to dump a ton of money in at once, because I'm just starting to build up a holding in these companies. So I don't dump a lot of money into it. Switchback Energy. I know this company just recently merged, so they don't have much of a history, but they just recently merged with an acquisition company. They're still finalizing everything there is to finalize right now. But I will leave all the websites down below. I'll leave all these research resources down below for you to go check out if you're interested in checking it out. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope you've learned something from that video. The point of this channel is for me to show you my research, my investments portfolio, so you can see what's possible out there, and to get you started on your research if you're ever interested in this kind of topic. In this topic, we talk investing, we talk trading, day trading, selling calls and puts. Basically, we do everything to get our money up the legal way, of course. That's what we do on this channel. And yeah, if you like this content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you like what I've seen so far, consider subscribing. Go check out some of my other content. The goal of this channel is for me to share what I'm doing with you guys on this channel, so we can all get our money up together. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Until next time, see you later. Love you all. Bye.